Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be another pregnancy update. I am done with the first trimester now, in the second trimester, so I wanted to film a little update about what I experienced during the first trimester. But first, I did film some footage of my first ultrasound. So I had this ultrasound around, I think it was 12 weeks. It was the NT ultrasound, where they just kind of check for the distance between the spinal cord and the back of the neck, I think it is, to see if there's any chance of the baby having some sort of chromosomal abnormalities. And they also take your blood on the same day just to check for it as well. This typically is, I think, your second ultrasound, or at least it's the second one you usually have here in Canada. I did not have the first ultrasound. It was just a dating ultrasound where they check basically to confirm that you're pregnant and how far along you are. I would have had that one probably right around Christmas time, which was super busy for us. So by the time I had reached out to the midwives and heard back from them and scheduled my first appointment, I only had time for this ultrasound, which personally I felt comfortable with. I didn't feel like I needed the first ultrasound. I knew I was pregnant. I didn't feel like I necessarily needed the confirmation. So typically you do have your first ultrasound a little bit earlier on in your pregnancy, but this ended up being my first ultrasound. So I will go ahead and roll that footage for you since I filmed it a little bit earlier. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today is January 27th, and we are headed to Peterborough for an ultrasound appointment for me. It's the first one that I've had. I'm about just over 11 weeks pregnant now. So yeah, we're headed there. I have to do some blood work and do this ultrasound. This is the first one I've had, and hopefully Jamie can come in and see. He hasn't been to an ultrasound before, so we're hoping that he can come in and be a part of it this time, because COVID took that ability away from us last time when I was pregnant with Clara. Of course, while we are in town, we're gonna go do some groceries at Costco and grab something to eat for lunch. We're back in the car. We got our groceries. It was a zoo in there. It's the busiest I've ever seen it. Like, even compared to Saturdays when we come, it was so busy. So Christmas. Yeah, we're having some hot dogs for lunch and french fries. And I think we have to go to the LCBO next, and we might go into Walmart as well if we have time. We are done at the ultrasound and blood work clinic, and everything looks good so far. We just have to wait on the results of the test, which I'll get back in a couple weeks when I see my midwives. Yeah, Jamie got to see the ultrasound for the first time. It wasn't exactly what he was expecting. He wanted to hear the baby's heartbeat, but they don't do that with the ultrasound. But the heart rate was 162 beats per minute, which they said is good. They just want the heart rate to be between 120 and 180 beats per minute, so good stuff. So it was just kind of nice to get some confirmation that there was a baby in there. Now, for this pregnancy, I did choose to go with the same midwives that I used when I was pregnant with Clara. I really enjoyed my experience with the midwives, and their care was really excellent. Personally, I liked the option of choosing between like home birth and birth in their center or hospital. I ended up choosing the hospital with Clara just because it was COVID, and between living at my in-laws and moving and everything like that, I didn't have time to prepare anything for the center birth or the at-home birth. There's a lot that you have to do in order to get ready for that. So we're choosing the same midwives we had last time with this pregnancy. In my first trimester, I had 2 visits with them, one at 10 weeks and one at, I think, 14 weeks, which is just like the beginning of first trimester into second trimester. So 1 ultrasound, some blood work, and in my second appointment, I did get to listen to the baby's heartbeat. So during the first trimester, I didn't end up taking any time off work. I luckily did not have any nausea or morning sickness, which was causing me to have to take some time off. I only missed, I guess, a day technically because we all got the stomach flu in our house, which really wasn't pregnancy related. Okay, so I'll start by talking about some of the cravings that I had. Seems to be a pretty big thing for some women to have some really crazy cravings. I never had any strange cravings with Clara. I would say they were all pretty normal, like, oh, I want some chocolate or some cake or something like that. With this baby, I really haven't had many cravings. I would say the biggest one during the first trimester was I really, really wanted a hamburger and french fries. That was my big craving. And we did go out one weekend and get it for dinner. In terms of other symptoms during my first trimester, the biggest one has definitely been the exhaustion. I have been so tired to the point where I don't normally nap, but I felt like I needed a nap at 2 o'clock in the afternoon most days. I also frequently fall asleep on the couch. Jamie gets upset with that. We try to watch movies on like a Friday night or a Saturday night, and I am guaranteed to fall asleep halfway through the movie. I just can't stay awake. Like I said, I haven't had any nausea or morning sickness. Maybe a little bit of nausea just like around dinner time. I haven't thrown up because of the pregnancy, only because of the stomach flu. And some aversions, I would say, would be to strange food pairings. Like normally I like pineapple on my pizza, but there was one point where I was sitting there and I just could not eat the pineapple on the pizza. I couldn't stomach the sweet with the savory. Same with, we make turkey pot pies and there's cranberries in the turkey pot pies, so it's the different mixtures of all the different flavors. I just could not stomach the sweet and the savory together. One thing that I did notice was kind of different between the two pregnancies was with Clara. I remember being so thirsty where like I couldn't leave the house for 5 minutes without water because I would like die of thirst. This baby, I find that I haven't been quite as thirsty and having trouble remembering to drink enough water during the day sometimes. And then the other thing, the last kind of thing I have on my list was that I've been really grumpy. Kind of more bad moods than good moods, and I think the one that feels the brunt of this symptom is Jamie. So Jamie, I'm really sorry if I've been really grumpy, but I haven't really I feel like this pregnancy has been a little bit harder than Clara, and probably mostly because we already have Clara, so I'm busy chasing her around, my body is sore, I'm in a bad mood, I'm tired, so it just makes for a bad time all around. So the last thing I'll kind of talk about is some essentials for the first trimester. I found that like I didn't really need to change a lot for the first trimester. So my first essential is just taking a prenatal vitamin. It should be essential for every pregnancy, and you take it throughout the whole pregnancy. So that'll be essential for all trimesters. The second thing I have on my list is sleep. It's essential to get enough sleep, especially when you're feeling exhausted. I probably should have slept a little bit more and listened to my body and taken naps when I felt like I needed them. But I always felt like I really couldn't sleep because one, I was at work, or two, I was feeling tired around the time that Clara went down for a nap, and when Clara goes down for a nap, it's generally my time to get things done or do things for myself. So I should have taken that time to sleep instead of trying to do other things. The last thing that I have on my list is just making sure you drink enough water. It is pretty essential to drink enough water while you're pregnant. It helps with bowel movements, UTIs, and just staying hydrated in general. But yeah, those are kind of the essentials that I have on my list. Nothing that you really have to purchase or buy at this stage. You're not really showing, so it's not like you need any new clothing or need to do anything different, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed the little update. If you did, please give it a great big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.